to the LRE and who we are. Well, more than anything, LRE is a teaching company, and what we do is we hold people's hands through the real estate process. Our main goal always is to make sure that you get a perfect understanding.
LRE, one-on-one integrity. LRE, students of success are we. Learning real estate investment and failure is not an option, it's just a test. And we ain't gonna stop. LRE, one-on-one integrity. LRE, students of success are we. Learning real estate investment and failure is not an option, it's just a test. And we ain't gonna stop, yo. We'll be caught up in the rat race. Somebody move my cheese. Now I'm caught in the paper chase. In that case, I need to do something different to make a change, or just call me insane. Locked, trapped, shackled in the daily repetition, inertia, without the power to act. Now what's up with that? Maybe I need to be let in on a secret. The law of attraction in this trap is not an accident. With my thoughts, man, I brought this on myself. So if I change my thoughts, then I can bring something else. That's why I write this, cause something came to me. As an answer to my prayers, it's called LRE. One-on-one, son, and you can get some. Through people, places, and things comes your blessing. So learn to bless one when you get one, right? Give to get one, pass the test, son. LRE, one-on-one integrity. LRE, students of success are we. Learning real estate investment and failure is not an option, it's just a test. And we ain't gonna...
Hello, family. Haywood Barber here. The Haywood Barber Show, the Harlem Heretic. Bringing it to you. That was our theme song, is our theme song for our real estate investment training company that was being played over and over back in the days when just real estate was just hot and heavy. As God would have it, I found it today, not even looking for it. Or was I looking for it? I can't even remember if I was looking for it or not. But I had thought about it. I tell you what had happened. I thought about it, and then, like I said, the way God would have it, bam, it showed up while I was looking for something else. But I did want to bring it out, because of the things that's going on with real estate, and as I see it, it's getting ready to do a surgence, a serious comeback. Today we're going to do a little bit about President Obama and the clowns that he's dealing with up on the Hill. Also the clowns on the radio shows, which I think is absolutely pathetic. These guys, oh my goodness. Even a guy that I actually liked, you already know that I used to be a GOP guy. I came in as a youngster in the 80s, in the early 80s with the Ronald Reagan crew. So even though I grew up as a Democrat, I kind of flipped over and followed with the GOP crowd, because they had, at the time, family, they had a philosophy that I could really sink my teeth into. And that philosophy was, pull yourself up, rely on yourself, discount the government, get them out of your life, manage your own affairs. And this was some of the tenets, some of the beliefs of the Republican. And I kind of fell into that. And you know, and I know my history fairly well. Also, the GOP, Grand Old Party, ultimately let the slaves go. I'm a black fella. I don't know if you guys can tell that by my voice, but you should be able to. So me, knowing that, looking at the perspective of, you know, doing your own thing, raising yourself up, relying on yourself, and I've always been a get it done guy. I've always been, you know, give me the ball, even though I don't have any athletic ability, none. And when I say none, I'm not like playing with you. You know, when I would come downstairs I grew up in the projects, a big building, big building maybe to a lot of you in my audience, but in New York, these were not the biggest buildings, but we had more buildings in our project than most projects did have. We had 16 floors up, 8 apartments on each floor, and we had the basketball court. When they did a renovation, they put a basketball court right in front of my building. So, you know, coming downstairs, sometimes they would be playing a full court, or they be playing half court, and they don't have enough people to play a full court. I come downstairs, they still don't want me. Not even if it made the difference of having a full court or just keep playing on the half court while they were just shooting and practicing until somebody else came down. But they didn't want me, because I kid you not, you didn't even want me on the court on your side because I just didn't have the ability. But I was the kind of guy, when the guys in the neighborhood wanted to put together an enterprise, they wanted me. When they wanted to put together some kind of an event, they wanted me. I've always had that aptitude of having friends and being able to put people together, sit people down, resolve issues, and so on and so forth. So that was kind of my gift. And you know, LRE was a thing that my wife and I did. She really made it happen with my idea, and I learned everything I could about real estate investing. I'm going to pull back from that for right now, but that was the song, the theme song. I'm going to play it. I'm going to let that be. I'm going to let you guys help me out. Let that be maybe our intro to the beginning of the show. Maybe not with the rap, maybe just with the instrumental. I might just do it that way. But these guys today, what's going on with the assassination, and I don't mean that literally, I mean just figuratively, of the president, is just preposterous. These guys are just absolutely nuts. And look, I need everybody to remember this, especially as you go forward with President Obama's next 4 years, or as we continue into the next 4 years. He is a man, and he is fallible. I mean, he cannot be. He is not Christ. He is not God. He is not. We are all the sons of God, but he is not the anointed one. And I know these guys. These guys are they like to play. But where I was going with this whole thing, that one of them I did like, and that's Mike Huckabee. He was a presidential candidate back for their primary when the Republicans was doing their thing, trying to resolve who was going to be the upfront person. Year before last, this was when George Bush was coming out. So actually they had to do a primary for the Dems, and they had to do primary for the Republicans as well. So I liked him from some of the Mike Huckabee. I liked some of the things I heard him say and the things that he did. But you know, it turns out that he's somewhat of a clown too. And I'm not even going to come back off of my term of calling them clowns, because they clowns. For the most part, I think the whole thing is somewhat of a circus show. Just purely on the love that I have for President Obama, I'm not going to call him a clown. Purely on, and if nobody understands that, then that's just, so be it. I mean, just like I was saying the other day, it's impossible for anybody to not like anything this guy stands for or has done for this country. Even his intent, even if you don't like the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, you gotta say that it's a hell of an attempt. Now, it might be too expensive, it might be a little sloppy the way they put it together, it might be this, it might be that, but the intent around it is excellent. And I know, because again, I come from the GOP camp, I know a good deal about it, and I understand a great deal about it, but I had to leave that bench because these guys, the wheels have come off the cart. They are not doing their thing anymore. They're not standing for the principles that I believe that the GOP was founded on. It's whack. And then when you got guys like Sean Hannity a part of it, Rush Limbaugh a part of it, John Savage, you gotta be kidding me. These guys would be okay with putting people on the street that are helpless. Now look, I know that there are people that are ganking the system. I know you know them too. I know you know them. And forgive me, matter of fact, in this show we like to get into the show right in the first 15 minutes, the I love yous. And I love you. And so I want to make sure we put that to the side and make sure that that is that's a focal point of this show. You can come here and you can get an I love you. Because I do love you. I love everybody. I love all people. And I love them no matter what their position is, no matter what their religion is, no matter what their color, shape, no matter what their political sides are. I don't care. I love you. And I'm serious. And I especially love my sisters for what they've had to put up with throughout the centuries. 450 years of just absolute brutality. Brutality. I mean, it's just absolutely sickening what you've had to endure and how you currently stand. Even the young sisters that are currently having babies one after another. And whether she knows better or not, she's doing her thing. And I love you. So anyway, so this thing, right? This thing with the GOPs and these super conservatives, and then some of them try to stand on the banner of Christianity or evangelicals, whatever you want. And those, don't forget, those are some of the same people that stood by or had slaves or perpetuated slavery and all that other kind of stuff. So look, let's not, somebody told me one time before, hey, you just need to get over it. And you know that they were not black, right? But you just need to get over it. So to a point, I hear that, but we don't need to get over it to the point that we forget. And we got to understand that a lot of times, the slave owners and the people that stood by and did absolutely nothing about slavery held the Bible up and used that as a weapon or a security guard or a manner of keeping control. So I'm not that one that you can use that to and with. So this guy Mike Huckabee, right? So Mike Huckabee, I have to put him in the clown category too. And I believe Mike Huckabee might even be well, he was a governor, but he might be some kind of pastor of some sort. I don't know, but I don't even care because he's whack. One of the reasons why I left the GOP is because even though I was the kind of guy at the time, and they would kill me now because of my sickle cell finally catching up with me to a point where I couldn't run the way I did run, and I am on Social Security right now. They retired me and put me on Social Security. These guys would probably hang me out to dry, especially knowing the background that I had and the aptitude and the things I've done with real estate. And what happened, they would probably just put me out, tar me, feather me, and probably put me on a stake and burn me at the same time. Because these are the same guys that allowed slavery with a Bible in their hand. So let's not trick ourselves into believing that. But we do this thing with, President Obama is definitely trying to manage the hand that he got. Now, I agree. It's his economy, and he has to deal with it. So, There's absolutely no way that we could discount that. It's his economy. He's handling it, in my opinion. He's managing it the best way he can. He was offered, he was handed just an unbelievable task. Remember, when he won and when he took over power, they had already performed a stimulus to try to keep the economy from crashing. And remember where we were. This country was on the brink of complete disaster. We were taking care of several companies from falling completely apart. So okay, I agree. It's his economy. But if they think, we don't think, and I'm probably more than likely preaching to the choir here, because you guys know what he had. And if you didn't know what he had, I'm here to tell you that it was a complete disaster. And you got to remember this when you think about the other countries in Europe, Greece, Italy, Spain, going through what they're going through. You have to magnify this situation by at least 20 or 30. These countries are, they're tiny, they're minuscule in comparison to a country like ours. Now remember, these are the very same people too that have raped this country to no end, taken billions and billions, trillions of dollars and put them in offshore accounts. All right? So, just keep this in mind, and have taken the jobs, and has been taking, so this is way before Obama comes along, has taken the jobs over to China, all over the world, just for the sake of cheap labor. Don't let anybody fool you and try to make you believe that this just started to happen when on Obama's watch. President Obama is literally trying to fix 150 years of ciphering, if you know The Sopranos, skimming, trying to fix a broken system. And look, in my opinion, just my opinion, he's doing a sensational job. He's doing the job that nobody else had the guts to do. None of the Bushes, absolutely not the Cheneys. The Cheneys are they're gangsters. He's a gangster. So don't ever believe anything other than the fact that this man is a pure gangster. That's all he is. All his people that's been with him for the last 25, 30 years are gangsters. He learned from gangsters. He learned from the old regimes that was stealing and robbing from the country in conjunction with corporations that was once again bankrupting or stealing from the country. When there was money all over the place, they were stealing blind. These are the same guys, if you remember, how they were selling $200 hammers and $200 hammers and $150 screwdrivers. This comes from Cheney. That's who he has been all his life. And his crew before him, the older fellas that took him under his wings, they showed him how to steal at this level. This is Cheney. And now his daughter, she doesn't have nearly the same kind of power and clout, but she's trying to defend his gangsterism, if you will, in this what he was doing. So that's what she's doing. She's making money, trying her best to defend her father, and he's now living, like a cyborg. He's got all kind of contraptions to keep him alive. He has this thing about having heart attacks, which a man with that kind of heart would need to have a heart a mechanical heart. Because he's a crook. Yes. The Bushes, I'm not going to step in there that much because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know that we went into wars off of a lie, but I really think that it was based on Cheney pushing the president. I think to a certain degree, I don't want to take much from anybody that's been president. That's a hell of an accomplishment. But just Bush, to me, didn't have... His name is what he rode in on, and Cheney is the one that pushed all the buttons. So to say all of that is that I'm watching these guys, and what you need to do is watch these guys and don't get yourself caught up into a tizzy when you have somebody at the job that doesn't understand what President Obama is dealing with. President Obama is trying to fix over 150 years of crooks raping this country over the coals, stealing. I mean, these are the same people that steal in other countries too, or go into other countries with an agenda. But don't, Chrissy, I'll call you back. Don't let them trick you into believing that Obama is doing this off the backs of the country and is setting up our grandchildren, which I have grandchildren and I love them, and is making them pay the price for his reckless behavior. Yak, 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 yak. Yeah, yak, 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 yak. When you get into these situations, at work, do not let these arguments or discussions or back and forth debates or the water cooler situations, don't let them trick you into believing that President Obama is doing it off the backs of your grandchildren. Absolutely not true. He's actually trying to save this country and take it back into a place of solvency. So please don't let them get you all messed up. As a matter of fact, one of my grandchildren on the phone trying to call me while I do the show, so I'm going to have to send them a quick text. So everybody pause for a little quick pause as I let them know that I'm finishing my call. We'll call in 10. And look, I'm cool with my show being this authentic and this organic because that's the way life goes. And I have grandchildren, and I do this so that they can have true peace and in the American way. So I wanted to really get that out, let you know about the clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right of me. It's like a little parody off of a song from the 70s that I absolutely loved. And the hoax, this whole hoax, the President Obama, and the hoax is these guys trying to say that President Obama now getting along with the other side is a hoax. He's joking. It's not a hoax. He's serious. He's trying to get things done. He know that these guys are stick in the mud, and they want to keep. Look, you got to remember, their position is, well, we already gave Obama 2 tax cuts, which add up to about $800 billion. Well, you already know that the country is in deficit somewhere around $16 billion. They try to blame him for about $8 billion, which is preposterous because they say Bush did 4, which is crazy. The math doesn't even add up. And Bush's tally kept running and has been running at for 4 years, plus another 3.5, 4 years, plus you got both wars that he didn't pay for, plus he put out a Medicaid program that he didn't pay for. So I mean, this again, if you don't know better, then they can fool you with their trickery, and that's what they're the best at, their trickery. So Obama has been, he knows that the economy is fragile. He knows that the economy needs to, is that the economy is sputtering along, and he knows that it needs a boost. And he knows that he can't stop certain things, because if you stop certain things, you know it takes money to make money, and it takes, if you just put a halt on certain programs, then it's going to falter the economy even worse. So nobody's going to do that. But I can't go on any further. I'm running out of time, and I did want to simply say, do not think that history, Black history, is only 1 month through the year. I don't want you to think that. I wanted to talk about Harriet Tubman, which was a super grand lady. She is just absolutely stunning, and I actually don't have time for that. I wanted to go over real estate again. Do everything that you can to learn what wholesaling is. Wholesaling is a great fundamental business of and within real estate. And simply it is just being the middleman. It's simply finding houses that you absolutely get at a discount. I teach this all the time and have taught this to my students, especially in the heyday, throughout the heydays. And now I'm starting to pick up more students, and they are starting to get deals. Now, I intentionally started teaching people how to do wholesaling again, only to be ready for when the market picked back up. Lo and behold, the market is picking back up, and people are starting to make deals, and they didn't even, they unexpectedly. I didn't expect for them to be picking up deals right now, because I just didn't. Again, and my wife lives in the northern. She and I, we don't live together, and more of our students, even up there in the Baltimore area, doing deals. You have students still peppered throughout the Southwest, doing deals down here in the South. So that's one of the reasons why I picked up the song again, and I'm going to play it as we close out. But start picking up books about flipping and wholesaling, and start Googling flipping and wholesaling. Try not to buy anybody's program or get sucked up in anybody's program right now. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to need to finally get some expertise help that will help you along the way. Wholesaling is a fantastic business. So it's just, and it's quick to get into, quick to learn about, not a lot of expense in order to push it along. And I love it. And it's very simple. So it's not complicated. You will need a little bit of courage. And if you're the kind of person that's scared to do things, then almost nothing will work for you anyway. So real estate, and this is my song here, and this is me in the beginning.
LRE is a teaching company, and what we do is we hold people's hands through the real estate process. Our main goal always is to make sure that you get a perfect understanding.
LRE, one-on-one integrity. LRE, students of success are we. Learn the real estate investment phase. It's not an option, it's just a test. And we ain't gonna stop. LRE, one-on-one integrity. LRE, students of success are we. Learn the real estate investment phase. It's not an option, it's just a test. And we ain't gonna stop, yo. We be caught up in the rat race. Somebody move my cheese. Now I'm caught in the paper chase. In that case, I need to do something different to make a change, or just call me insane. Locked, trapped, shackled in the daily repetition, inertia without the power to act. Now what's up with that? Maybe I need to be let in on the secret, the law of attraction in this trap. It's not an accident. With my thoughts, man, I brought this on myself. So if I change my thoughts, then I can bring something else. That's why I write this, cause something came to me. as an answer to my prayers. It's called LRE, one-on-one, son, and you can get some. Through people, places, and things comes your blessing. So learn to bless one when you get one, right? Give to get one, pass the test, son. LRE, one-on-one integrity. LRE, students of success are we. Learn a real estate investment in Vegas, not an option. It's just
All right, y'all. That's Haywood Barber, the Haywood Barber Show, the Harlem Heretic, finishing out.
Students of success are we. Learn a real estate investment in Vegas, not an option. It's just